Om Namo Narayana, Om Namah Shivaya, Shiva Om, Shiva Om. Welcome to another Satsang with your host, Chuck the Yogi from the Yogi Cave. Let us continue with the Shiva Sutra. Anyway, 3.30. Svashakti Prachayosya Vishvam. Translation: the universe is the unfoldment of his Shakti. Commentary. Again, this talks about Shakti as the serpent which adorns Lord Shiva. She is the serpent that climbs the spine as the yogi advances. She is the serpent in the tree of life and death, as well as that of wisdom. As Jesus said, be as wise as serpents and as innocent as doves. The serpent and the dove are two aspects or energy currents that flow up the spine and down the fractal toroid of creation, or torus. Nothing happens without Shakti. Shiva is a corpse without her. Jai Makan. So this is one of the reasons why Yahweh permitted Moses to use a serpent as an idol, which Hezekiah destroyed. That serpent is very important. It represents flow. Usually a serpent is seen going up in a spiral form, up a staff. So not only was a serpent allowed, made of copper, but also the Ashera pole. And the Ashera pole was another form of Shakti. Now you bring these two together, that serpent going up that Ashera pole, that's a supreme symbol, which Hezekiah destroyed, along many other things, making Judaism very different from what it was. Anyway, 3.31. Sthiti Laya. Translation: maintenance and reabsorption are also a manifestation of his own Shakti. Commentary. This is the dance of Shiva and Shakti. The dance is a dance of manifestation and dissolution of the cosmos. Shakti emerges from Shiva and returns to Shiva. Shiva is the singularity at the center of the torus of Shakti, and Shakti are the vortices that make up the torus itself. Jai Maka. So, if you've ever seen the donut shape, the ultimate fractal called a torus, you'll see what I'm saying. As far as the vortices moving in and converging upon that singularity and then re-emerging on the other side. So you have the white hole, the black hole on one side, and then you have the white hole on the other. And this goes on forever and ever. This is truly the dance of Shiva and Shakti. Anyway, 3.32. Tat pravritao api anira saha samvetri bhavat. Translation: even though he is engaged in such activities, he remains unmoved because he is established in the awareness of the Supreme Self. Commentary. The yogi can be in the middle of the hubbub of daily activity, yet remain undisturbed by its manifestations. That is because the yogi is established in the Self, with a big S. Thus Maya has no sway over him or her. Jai Mahakai. So this is why Shiva is always seen as being self-absorbed, and how in the Puranas the gods have to go out of their way in order to shake him out of his self-absorption. And so yogis who have achieved that mastery are that way as well. They can be in the world, but they are fully absorbed in the self. And this is very important because yogis are engaging in an act of imitatio Dei, or imitation of the deity. Anyway, 3.34. No, 3.33. Sukha dukhayor bahir mananam. Translation: the experiences of pleasure and pain in the life of such a self-realized yogi are confined to the periphery of his consciousness and do not affect his inner being. Commentary: this is an elaboration of 3.32 and does not need further explanation. Why? Because a yogi is absorbed in the self. So pain and pleasure come and go, and he may experience pain and pleasure. It doesn't mean like he's some kind of inanimate object or anything like that, but they don't affect his inner self. It's like the waves of an ocean. The ocean can be in a complete storm. There can be a tsunami, but the foundation of the ocean itself is very calm. Thus a yogi. Anyway, 3.34. Tadvim muktastu kevali. Translation: one who is free of the influence of pleasure and pain is a liberated soul. Commentary: Jivas are pleasure-seeking and pain-evading creatures. It is fundamental to life in this realm to seek pleasure and avoid pain. It is one fundamental constant amid all life on earth. A liberated soul is no longer subject to the dictates of either. His body experiences pleasure and pain, but it feels as if the yogi were not experiencing such things at all. They feel like distant phantoms or echoes to him. Jai Makan. So, again, an elaboration of what was said before. Because pleasure and pain, the four aims in the biological life is eat, sleep, right? Drink, and reproduce. That's it. So, whatever animal you encounter, you're going to see animals seeking such things. And a yogi or yogini may go along with these things on a superficial level, but they're not really engaged. They're just going through the motions because they've transcended such things. Anyway, let's see. 3.35. Mohaprati samhatastu karmatma. Translation: one who has become a compact mass of delusion is subject to karma, consequences of his good and bad actions. Commentary: this represents a regular jiva or fallen yogi who is subject to the full karmic impact of his actions, good or bad. A yogi, by the grace of self, with a capital S, and guru, is spared much of this, which allows the yogi to slowly or quickly unravel the karmic knots that bind him to the sandbox. Jai Maka. So, this is the import of what a guru means. Guru isn't some guy that's got some title and wears fancy clothes and lots of bling bling. That might be part of it. But one of the essential functions of a guru is to take on aspects of an initiate's karma to be able to accelerate the process of that initiate's instruction, to help the unfoldment of his karma, to quicken things as far as his own evolution or involution. So that's the terrible responsibility behind being a guru or master of disciples, and that's why many people do not seek the title of master guru. It's not something to aspire to. It's something you're obligated towards, something that the self will push somebody into because of the terrible responsibility that is implied in such a thing. You know, those that seek the trappings of the guru or master, will become the victims of such things. So a guru or master is something that's a title that has great weight to it, and it's not something that is sought out by true masters. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Something to ponder. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivam. Shivaham. Jai Ma. Jai Mahakal. Till next time.